Hello, everybody. This is me and Con Zero. This is a pre-recorded video. We're really just going to be talking about and being transparent on what's taking so long with IO11. It's been over a year now. It's like a year and a week. And I feel like y'all deserve to know like what's going on and why this episode's taking so long. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. The script writing process for episode 11 took forever. We started I want to say it was late July, early August, like before school started, right?
Yeah, and we ended production on the script January.
Of 24. So it took us like at least a good 6 months. And like normally that'd be a call for concern, but this episode, like I keep on telling everybody and everything, is a long episode.
This episode is 45 pages total. Scattered throughout those 45 pages, there's like a heap ton of dialogue and just like explanations for what is going on in each scene, so the people who are going in or like audio editing or animating the scenes have like context. That all took a long time to put in there. The script writing process mainly just took forever because we went back and forth on a lot of ideas that we had for the episode. There was a lot of stuff that we didn't make it into the final episode, and we could never get a concrete vision for the episode until later on.
We were taking our time with it because this episode is a big episode for the series. I think it has to be 100% no cut corners, everything has to be laid out and just not perfect, but borderline perfect, because I think this is a make or break episode for this season, or the show for that matter entirely.
There was a few things that we had to cut out of episode 10 to get it out on time, and all that stuff that got cut out initially has been put into this episode. It is very necessary for story reasons. We just can't cut anything out of this episode, basically.
There's literally nowhere to cut corners. I'm gonna be real, we've had people talk to us about, I'm gonna get into this, about splitting the episode into parts, right? That's been a discussion a couple times on the team server. While it is a possibility, I think splitting the episode into parts doesn't do the episode justice, because there's not really a good place to split it, first off. And then second off, it kind of lessens the impact, because you get half of the episode. And this episode, I don't know how to really explain it properly, but the way, when it releases, you'll know what I mean. Where we would have to cut it off at is a terrible place to cut it off at, just from a show perspective. It would be bad. So we had a problem last episode with one of our voice actors. Our previous credit card voice actor just didn't do lines, then kind of fell off the face of the earth there near the end of episode 10 and start of episode 11. So I didn't know how to go about that, to be honest. So we went to go try to find somebody to voice the new credit card, right? Which took a little bit, which kind of halted voice acting for a little bit, but not really. You already know the new credit card voice actor because of the preview. I just remembered that.
For the most part, voice acting wasn't an issue. Some people did take longer to get their lines in than others, but again, it was a relatively painless process.
Audio editing isn't done yet, but it's not not done. How do I explain it, Colin?
Most of the episode is audio edited. There are a few scenes left that still haven't been audio edited. Those are all my responsibility. I haven't gotten to them yet because of reasons that we will bring up very soon, actually. The spoiler has to do with our animators.
We only have 4 audio editors, so it's a little for 4 people to audio edit. How many scenes are there? 20, 26.
It was nearing 30, yeah.
And the fact that we all got it done pretty much in a month-ish, 3 weeks, I can't even complain about that. That's not really where the problem lies here.
So we started giving out scenes to the animators that we had on our team in March. We had a lot of animators around that time, so me and Flame didn't really have any doubts the animation process would be painful. This episode,
bro, it's production purgatory. It's really production assassination, really. I've never seen anything this bad. I know I've been ranting on my community tab for what feels like months at this point, but I'm trying to let y'all know it's way worse than whatever I've been letting on. What did we start off with? What do we have, 16 animators?
We had something around 14 animators by the time we started animation. Now we literally only have 2. Me and Flame.
Because basically what happened here is we gave the scenes out in March, and I'm just go broad, and then I'm going to go in detail here. I gave everybody I didn't give a specific deadline. I asked how long it would take for each person to do their scene. They all told me about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month, and I'm okay, sure, bet. That's reasonable. Well, that didn't happen. How many scenes did we give off initially? We gave 10 people scenes. Only 4 of them completed their scene. One of them completed it completely, lip sync and all. And then the other people that didn't do their scenes, either A, we found out they didn't start. Remember, this has been a month or a month and a half at this point, so now it's almost June. People only did half the scene, and these scenes are kind of long. There was I'm just thinking on top of my head, that one scene was 150. bro did to about like 30 seconds, and now we're in a bad spot. One other person didn't start. 2 people, like 3 people didn't start. We have one person that did a scene and won't send it to us. So I think they lied. And then we have the main person that I'm really upset with that said that they were going to do their scene. Didn't tell anybody that the scene wasn't done until about like a week ago. And did the scene in 2 seconds and it looks horrible. One of the characters is misplaced.
When we set up animation, we give out a script. We give out a storyboard if there is one for said scene. We give out the character idols, the rigs, and the audio. If people read the script, they would know what to put in their scene. But they don't.
This is the same person I was talking about a second ago. Now, if you have been watching IL at all, when was the last time Perfume was in the show, chat? How do you mix up Peridot and Perfume? When we give you this, like when we give you the script and it tells you which character's speaking and what characters are in the scene, how does that happen? I don't know. But now me and Colin have to go, because like, and that scene also was like, felt like it was animated by like an 8-year-old. Like there's like barely any animation. But this person said they had their scene done a month in advance. Didn't give it to us until like what, a week ago. And it looked like they did it in 2 seconds, which just tells me that they were lying the whole time.
We've dealt with liars on our team before. Episode 9 literally got delayed an entire month because we had to deal with someone who lied about progress on their scene, and we had to go in and do the entire scene for them. We can't deal with people who say that they're further along than they actually are.
In my opinion, it's lazy, but like I said, we're not paying anybody, right? So all I really have is your word. And if you can't, like everybody knows, if you tell me you can't do something for like valid reasons, like if you say you can pick up a scene, because I ask, I don't just give you a scene. This isn't corporate America. I ask you, can you do the scene in this amount of time? And you say, yeah. So I'm like, okay, we're good. But then you come back and don't do it and don't tell anybody that you're not doing it. I can't work around that. Like we had a couple people tell me that they couldn't do scenes because they had like finals or prom or graduate or stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's more important than IL, 100%. If like stuff like that, no need to be worrying about IL. But when you don't do something for this show at all, and then I see you work on another show and you treat them like 10 times better than us, why did you even audition in the first place? Was it just to get your name on another show? Is that it? I don't know. I don't know their reasoning, but it's disrespectful to me, to be honest. Just be upfront. If you can't do something, tell me you can't do it. I'll be upset maybe, but there's nothing I can do about it. But I can work around you telling me. I can't work around you not saying anything. Because now that's another scene on top of the 5 other scenes that people didn't tell us that they weren't going to do, that we have to go in and fix on top of the scenes that already aren't done. Like me personally, I had like a 3-minute scene I had to do. That just got finished up. That's really 2 scenes in one, maybe even 3 or 4, depending on how long you'd like to do scenes. We get it, and we have somebody else on our team. Y'all know Contest for Colonization. Bro had this school workload that was crazy. I'm not gonna tell his business, but he had a lot of school work to do. Even he did his.
The only scene that is done at this point is the one that Contest for Colonization did, and it's the one that we uploaded on our channel a few weeks ago. That is the only scene out of the entire episode that is completely done.
Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, me and Colin are really busy people. There's stuff we gotta do. It's not like in the past. Like I keep on telling everybody this, but I mean it. It's not like the past. Like in episode 7, I animated that entire episode like pretty much by myself. But I don't have the time or facilities to do that anymore. I don't really know where to go from here, and that's the problem. Like, I feel like we have to be transparent with y'all here, because it's really not our fault. Like, there's only so much I can control. I can't control 16 other people. We'd love help, but at this point, I don't really trust anybody to do anything. Like, I don't know.
Everything that has happened has basically just given us a huge workload of scenes that Flame and I have to go in and fix. And that's where we're at right now. We're just fixing other people's scenes that they didn't complete or that they didn't even start any animation on. And we're just going in and fixing other people's mistakes. That's where we're at right now.
It's not minor mistakes in the slightest. Like, it's full scenes that we're going to have to go in and, like, do. It's pretty much like starting from scratch. On top of the scenes that still have to get done, we don't have the facilities for it. We don't. But we're not going to give up. I mean, this show's going to get finished at some point. I do not care. I'm not canceling it. So if me and Khan got to go in and do pretty much borderline everything, we will. Because we've already lost some team members because we pretty much just told them, you've been on the team for a couple years now, and you've done, 30 seconds of animation? Like, every time it's time to go get a scene, you mysteriously go AWOL. It's mainly the communication. I can deal with you not doing your scene if you tell me. But when you lie and lie and lie, and make us think that we're further along than we actually are. Only person that really affects is us, and it really affects y'all. Because I know everybody wants to see episode 11. Like that comment I saw the other day, about like it's been a year since episode 11. That really hit me because I'm like, there's nothing I can really do about it. I'm not a machine. I can't like just crank out 4 or 5 scenes a day. I mean, I can, but that's not what IL is about. IL is better than that. We wanted to deviate from the norm. Deviating from the norm sometimes means you got to do stuff you don't like to do. You got to do what people aren't doing. And that's what I feel like we do to a detriment of our own, but that's the way we like to do things. And I'm not going to change that just because some people aren't on board with it, I guess. That's the best way to put it.
In spite of how inactive the team server has been and the lack of uploads, we do appreciate the people who have stuck by us. I'm not going to go over everyone. I'm just going to put something up like on the screen here. All these people, just thank you for not being incompetent and actually just supporting us throughout the way, even if it's only minor.
Even when we like preview videos and stuff like that, every time you comment, it just like kind of makes our day a little bit because it's something you don't have to do. Like, we're not a popular show in the slightest, and the underrated comments are a running joke on this channel. But like, we do appreciate all of it. The little of you there are, we do appreciate it. And it feels bad. I feel bad for y'all because it's kind of out of our control and we can't give y'all what y'all deserve. And that's Inanimate Legacy episodes, not on a yearly basis. Because if we wanted to do that, we'd just be like everybody else. And if not being like everybody else only gives us this small little community, get 10K views every episode, I'm totally fine with that. I'm going to be real. We do need help. We need help bad. But if you're not into it and you're really not trying to grind and help us get this episode out, I'm going to be real, just don't even apply. If it's going to take you like 2-3 months to do 45 seconds of animation and then you're not going to tell anybody, like, and you're just going to drop it because you get busy or something, don't even apply. If you know you're going on vacation for a long time too, don't even apply. We really are only looking for people that are going to actually help us get this episode out. So if there's nothing you can do for us, like, I mean, literally, if you can design, if you can animate or anything like that, like, we're happy to have you. We want you to join the team server, but at the moment, like, I don't really have a lot of trust in people. I don't think Con probably has even less than I do, to be honest. Like, our team server at the current moment, like, we have a whole bunch of people that are just kind of sitting there doing nothing. So if you're going to be like them, just once again, don't even apply. And that's not me trying to be like condescending or mean. We're both kind of over it. This has been a running thing going on for almost like 1.5 years now, 2 years. Like, we're trying to do things and people just kind of like just keep on like putting us down, stabbing us in the back. And it's like, if you're not going to help us, just don't even bother. If you're just here to get your name on the credits or be like, I work for Inanimate Legacy, then no, we really don't want you. At the current moment, I have no idea when IL-11 even could possibly release. I'm just being real. If we get help and things go smoothly, it could be a couple weeks to a month, maybe month and a half. And that's if things go completely right. Could be longer if me and Con have to go do all this stuff. I really don't know.
If we don't get any help soon, and if it's just us two working on it, then I wouldn't really count on it releasing anytime soon.
But if we get help and people that are really down to work for us and help us out here, it could release sooner than you think. I don't know. Because there's a lot we got to do, and there's not a lot of people to do it.
I don't know if you should expect any future uploads coming up soon. Mainly, we just upload IEL episodes because that's what does well on our channel.
I don't want people to think that we're just whining either before we go. Like, I'm not trying to be negative, but if you were in our shoes, I feel like you'd understand this has been an ongoing thing, and this is just like the tipping point. I feel like I hate being this negative all the time, and I know I rant a lot in the community tab, and I'll rant on the server, but like, it's because I really care about this show. I think Con really cares about this show, and it deserves to see a conclusion. It just hurts that this is how I feel like it's getting treated right now by people that are working for it. It's kind of disheartening. That's my only comment before I gotta go.